Oh, we are live. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to TT_P Cars. It is Season 3, Round 6 for the Renault Roulette. Here we are using the Megane V6 here tonight. 165 top speed. I don't think we'll be reaching that tonight. 0 to 103.3 seconds, 400 brake horsepower, weighing just over 2.2 kilograms. I'm JamesHead14, hot-footed from League of Europe Division 1 commentary from Monaco over here to be in the Czech Republic. I know air travel can be quite quick these days. Not as quick as what we've done tonight, about a half an hour turnaround. But of course we are here for the Renault Roulette, and good to see we have got a new driver here tonight. Polo, I'm going to call him. TX3 Polo. Oh, he's just left the session. As soon as I said that, he's just left the session. But Alan Kay, Frank, Theo Daly, Crusher Bro, McKinder for you, and Taze Leroy will be doing it all out on track tonight. We'll be doing battle out on track tonight for the rights of who is going to be winning here tonight. And as you can probably hear, I am a bit fluey, so I do apologise about anything. If I might cough or if I might splutter or anything like that. I'm going to be struggling with my voice tonight, but hopefully you can forgive me for that. Megane V6s then for round 6. Coming into tonight, it is Andy, who is not here tonight due to internet issues. He's just recently moved house, and we wish him well in all of that. He hasn't got any internet yet. He should be back for next Thursday, however, though, for TTL F1, the classic round that I think is going on there. So Andy out on top on 98 points, with Alan Kay in second on 84. Sean in third on 81 points, with Crusher Bro in fourth on 77. Frank and Mummy Papa tied for fifth on 64 each, with Taze Leroy in seventh on 31. Theo Daly in eighth on 29. Jesse in ninth on 20. And Theo Daly. There's two Theo Dalys in the standings. I'm not sure which one's which, but the second Theo Daly is on 15 points in 10th place. Just spotted that error by reading out the standings. And of course, last week, Crusher Bro did take the victory. Previous race for that, in the Algarve, Crusher Bro also took that. So looking for 3 consecutive wins here tonight as we go to Brno in the Czech Republic, known as the Mazyjuk circuit, I think. I'm pretty sure, something like that. My pronunciation probably absolutely terrible, which is why I'm just going to call it Brno like everyone else. And there are 14 turns here tonight at Brno in the Czech Republic. 6 drivers out on track. Bit of a disappointing turnout from what we had last week. I think we had 8 or 9 last week, I'm pretty certain. Of course, a couple of drivers missing in action here tonight. Frank, though, will lead them off the line as we're about to go green here for Project Cars 2 action in the Renault Roulette. It is. Very shortly, lights out and away we go. Very good start by Frank, jumps to start nicely. With Taze Leroy already up in the second. Alan Kay down to third, with Crusher Bro in fourth, Theo Daly in fifth, and McKinder for you in sixth. As they run now, slightly downhill, down into turn 1, pretty much 4 wide going through into turn 1. End up being 2x2. Crusher Bro is up there on the inside in turn 3. Theo Daly is up in P4, 3 wide out in the background though, as Theo Daly is up to P4. A little bit of contact in behind. McKinder for you goes for a bit of a spin, as Alan Kay now jumps ahead of him. But out in front, 7/10 of a second as we see Crusher Bro going around the outside of Taze Leroy. Nice move there by Crusher Bro. Taze Leroy now back on the outside. We've got to be careful here, they don't make any contact. They are through the end of sector 1, and Frank leads the way. From Crusher Bro in second, Taze Leroy in third, with Theo Daly in fourth, Alan in fifth, and McKinder for you in sixth place. No Sean, no Andy, as I said, tonight. No Mummy Papa either. There's a few non-show-ups here tonight. They haven't informed in the chat either that they're not going to be attending, so penalties will be coming their way. As we are through the first minute of action already, Frank leads the way. Very tight and twisting circuit this here in Brno. Crusher Bro right on the back end, and Frank going for the move down the inside. Nice move that by the Norwegian. Crusher Bro, the defending Project Cars 2 champ, he likes that. Gives a flash of the lights, putting him down the back straight now into the end of sector 2. Through turn 9 they go. Pretty sure that is turn 9 anyways. Crusher Bro leads the way. Frank in second, Taze Leroy in third, Theo Daly in fourth, Alan Kay in fifth, and McKinder for you in sixth place. The Crusher Bro leading the way nice and early on by a second out in front. Frank in second. TTG Leroy coming under some sort of pressure in third from Theo Daly just in behind. Again, I do apologise about my rusty voice here tonight. We are through the first 2 minutes of race action though. The pressure break comes across the line to set 2 minutes 8 lap time, and TTG Leroy, a little bit of a tame run out the final corner, now getting caught by Theo Daly, who's just in behind. Gives him a bit of a flash of the lights there, I think. Trying to get past here 4P3, takes the inner line down here, and of course these cars can reach about 150. Ooh, TTG Leroy having a bit of a moment, comes across into Theo Daly briefly, but Theo Daly has got the job done around the outside there. I think TTG Leroy just giving the benefit of the doubt there as he tries to get back past him down through into turn 4. Theo Daly is through and he's up to P3. Nice move. Nice action going out on track here tonight. TTG Leroy in 4th. I will do what I did last week, by the way. My drink is running empty, so I will have to go in between streams. So if I'm a little bit late starting the qualifying for the Renault RS or ones, then I do apologise about that. As Theo Daly just gives a brush off the grass there. A little bit of a lawn mowing moment. Crusher Bro leads the way though. 2.4 seconds out in front from Frank in second. Theo Daly in third, TTG Leroy in fourth. Alan Kay running around in fifth. He's about 2 seconds ahead of McKinnon for you in sixth. Both looking relatively around the same pace here tonight. Alan Kay, of course, with a faster lap than McKinnon for you on lap 1. He'll try and set about his attention to try and catch TTG Leroy. He's about 2 seconds up the road, but at this moment in time, it is Crusher Bro who leads the way. Frank in second. Theo Daly in third, TTG Leroy in fourth, with Alan Kay in fifth and McKinnon for you in sixth. And as you can probably appreciate, my voice is going just slightly, so I'm going to have a menthol right beside me now. I'll have that to keep me going through this race. I do apologise, it does have to come to this. At the final corner though, and the Norwegian Crusher Bro still leads the way. Looking very good out in front with a 2 minute 2.7. And he is 4 seconds clear now of Frank. A little bit of a sideways moment in the background there from TTG Leroy, who doesn't have the measure of Theo Daly, who's now into third. TTG Leroy in fourth, Alan Kay in fifth, and McKinnon for you in sixth. As it is Crusher Bro who leads the way by an ever increasing the margin here at the Czech Republic at Brno. About to go on to lap 3. Of course, this track, it has previously been a track for the MotoGPs round here, if I do believe. I haven't actually commented on this track at all on this game, so this is me breaking a little bit of my virginity here tonight for Brno. Project Cars 2 for the virginity, that is. Goodness me. Don't want to get confused on that. But Crusher Bro leading the way from Frank in second, Theo Daly in third, TTG Leroy in fourth, Alan Kay in fifth, McKinnon for you in sixth. Very embarrassed that I've now said that on the stream, and I do apologise to anyone that was. But Crusher Bro leads the way from Frank in second. 4.6 seconds the gap now. Crusher Bro, the Norwegian, leading the way. We are through the first third of the race. Crusher Bro leading the way. Hopefully everyone enjoying tuning in to the commentary so far, and everyone enjoying themselves here tonight. Crusher Bro out in front as we approach 6 minutes on the clock, through rest distance that is. Frank in second, Theo Daly in third. Sideways shake on the camera as they come out this corner actually. There's Leroy in fourth, now getting under attack from Alan Kay. Alan Kay quicker than TTG Leroy last time around, and in fact could be a three-way battle going on here. To come through a little bit of a swift-in chicane here. TTG Leroy and Alan Kay go onto one of the main straights just before the main start-finish straight. Crusher Bro has just gone onto that now and is coming across the line. As are we going to see a move from McKinnon for you down the inside? Shocking camera angle. McKinnon for you trying to get the move done. That is TTG Leroy off track. He lets them ball through, and Alan Kay holds on nicely to the position. He gets the move done on TTG Leroy, but they're now running side by side down the straights between Alan Kay on the left hand side of your screen, who we're on board with, and there is McKinnon for you on the outside. Going to be who wants it most down into turn 1. Alan Kay on the inside line, McKinnon for you trying to go all the way around the outside. That's where the traction is. They're just a little bit off the camber of the corner now. Might favour McKinnon for you. Look at Taze Leroy in behind as well. As coming now down towards turn 4. Still side by side. Like Monaco this all over again. McKinnon for you. Gets the move done on Alan Cave. Great driving. Great respect shown by all 3 drivers out on track. McKinnon for you gets that move done and up to P4. Alan Cave down into P5 and now under attack from Taze Leroy. Bit of a defensive line being taken there by Alan Cave. Had a slight moment coming out of that corner. Taze Leroy though trying to forge a way down the inside. Don't think that's going to work. However, he's down the inside here. A little bit close to contact, and Taze Leroy goes all the way around the outside of him. Brilliant move by Taze Leroy, all the way around the outside of Alan Kay. Feels slightly adjudged to just possibly be on the receiving end of that, but that is one of the best moves I've seen all season. Taze Leroy around the outside of Alan Kay. That is up to P5. Great stuff by both drivers out on track as we are more than halfway through. Now, Crusher Bro, in a world of his own out in front, clearly much the best. 9.5 seconds out in front, 9.5 seconds out in front from Frank, with Field Daly in third. These 3 having a bit of their own race, and in fact we just catch Frank making a mistake there. Now Field Daly takes full advantage of that down the inside, and he gets the move done into P2, capitalises on the error made by Frank. So Field Daly up to P2, and he's looking possibly for his best results of the season so far. We'll have to correct myself if I've got that wrong. Pretty sure that's the case, but Crusher Ball leads the way. Field Daly in second, Frank in third, McKinnon for you in fourth. Taze Leroy now down in fifth. And Alan Kay has lost it somewhere out on track and has dropped off by about 5 seconds he's lost there. He's in sixth and he will be picking up all important points, which is more crucial, I think, coming towards the end of the season. We are on board with Field Daly now for second place. Relatively spread out this field, about 2 seconds separating each driver from second down to fifth. Because Leroy is off in the background. I saw that from a mile away. And the Alpston Automotive livery is off track, and Alan Kay is going to say thank you very much. By mistake shown there by Taze Leroy. Just looked like he lost the back end, bit of understeer coming off that corner, and Taze Leroy into the spin, into the gravel. He's now back down to P6. Alan Kay capitalised on that and he's up to P5. So good stuff there from the Irishman, capitalising on a very rare mistake, I've got to say, from Taze Leroy. The Crusher Bro leads the way. We are nearly 2/3 the way through this race. Hopefully the one person that is tuning in and enjoying the action so far, thank you to that one person that is tuning in. Crusher Bro saying double the 6th to 1st challenge I think is quite likely, and that has been proved by Crusher Bro. And Andy says the week I move is the week we have this track. Ah well, till next week at Sakito. Sakito, we go to Japan next time around in Project Cars, and then of course we end off on my favourite track, it's Bathurst. Oh, I'm looking forward to that one. Crusher Ball though in a world of his own out in front, 14.5 seconds the Norwegian leads. Crusher Ball in second. Apologies if you can hear my mic rustling in the background, it is because I have got a menthol in my mouth. I'm just trying to flick it from side to side. Frank in third with McKinnon for you in fourth. Alan Kay in fifth as a result of that Taze Leroy error, and I think Taze Leroy in fact has just made another slight mistake out on track. He's in sixth. Continue on, and he's lost. I think he's got damage actually here. He must have suspension damage, Taze Leroy. Must have clipped the wall somewhere out on track. Right side I would say if it is, unless it's just the tyres. Looks like he took that well. Yeah, I think he's just seems not too at home with that car, to be honest. Definitely looks like that car's got suspension damage, maybe on the rear right, and he's lost it again, and that is going to be him off into the wall, clips the front. Taze Leroy, I'm afraid, off into the barrier. Definitely seemed like he had suspension damage though on that car, that right hand side, that right rear I think it was. There he is off just before turn 14. That was at turn 13 he's off. He's managed to recover it on the mini-map. Crusher Ball leads the way. From Field Daly in second, McKinnon for you in third, Frank in fourth. Closest battle out on track though is between Frank and Alan Kay, who's really got the hammer down and is trying to catch the German now. Alan Kay, the Irishman. Taze Leroy is into the pits. Must have got suspension damage on that right rear, as I say. There's no way that car would have been acting like that, and he would have been able to control that car very easily if he didn't pick up that damage. So he's into the pits to repair that. In the meantime, battle for fourth. It's Frank and Alan Kay. Different lines being taken here. Frank gaining more momentum, I think, out of these series of corners. As Frank leads the way by around 1.4 seconds to Alan Kay, the gap. Crusher Bro, as I say, well of his own, 2:03.5 his final, his last lap around there, and in fact he is just about to come through that final corner to start. I think will be the penultimate lap of the race. It will be the penultimate lap of the race. Looking at the timings, Leroy has came out in front of Crusher Bro, so he hasn't been lapped. Yeah, just overcooks his braking point slightly, but gets it stopped nicely. Frank in fourth, Alan Kay in fifth. Now 2 seconds that gap. Alan Kay just losing a little bit of momentum. Frank last lap around definitely made a mistake, and again at that corner we seem to see him making quite a few mistakes at that second to last corner, which just gives Alan Kay a little bit more of an opportunity to close him down. And look at it last time around, again quicker Alan Kay compared to Frank. Crusher Bro still leads the way from Theo Daly in second, having a really good race, I've got to say. McKinley for you in third, Frank in fourth, Alan Kay in fifth, and Taze Leroy in sixth place. Of course, Renault Roulette is this stream. Renault RS01s will be coming up after this. 2 rounds, of course, here at Brno. Of course, 10 minutes qualifying, not 15 minutes like last week. 10 minutes worth of qualifying with a 15-minute race, as you're seeing here tonight, as Alan Kay takes way too much speed through there and has half-spun the car. Good recovery though by the Irishman. Just oversped that corner slightly. Covers it well though, and he'll still be on the hunt down for Frank, who I think just takes out a few of the tyres there. Goodness me, just tyres coming off like a bit of tumbleweed just coming across the track there. Goodness me. So Frank having a bit of a moment. It looks like he's got damage on that right front, I do believe, as a result of that. Yeah, he's definitely lost his bumper as a result of that. He's lost like his front wing. Didn't notice that until now, and look at that, Frank off track. Alan Kay, he's going to let him through. As a result of that mistake, there's no steering really if you lose the front splitter in these Megans. Frank now down into P5. He's not too far home from the pit lane. You can't get that repaired unless he wants to go around on track and hold off Taze Leroy, which I think will be hardly possible. Crusher Bro then on to the final lap, and this is going to be an effortless victory for the Norwegian. 20 seconds clear. Theo Daly, however, is under pressure from McKinley for you. So McKinley for you closing in on Theo Daly. This is for second place. Theo, I think, must have made a mistake in the last couple of corners out on track, because it wasn't that close. It was about 3 seconds the last time I looked. It's now 6/10 of a second. So McKinley for you closing in on what is possibly going to be an opportunistic move that is going to be repeated. Of course, if Theo Daly loses it, and that's what exactly he's done. McKinley for you now down the inside has got the move done. So McKinley for you gets the job done, and he's up into P2. Got a bit of driving. He's going to try and take the defensive line. Theo Daly on the attacking line down the inside, doesn't try it. A little bit of a desync possibly going on with Theo Daly as well. Crusher Bro leads, coming down towards the end of the middle sector there. Taze Leroy, I think, has just been overtaken by him. Yep, oh, and Crusher Bro, in fact, that's the first mistake that we've seen from him. Unless he was drifting through the corner, then I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Definitely didn't seem like that, as Theo Daly is off track. He's lost that by himself, I think. Must have lost it on the curb. That's where we saw Alan Kay, I think, lose it there as well. So Theo Daly makes a rare mistake this race. In P4, Taze Leroy is just spun around a little bit, takes a cone with him, takes some tyres with him as well. Crusher Bro then through the final series of corners, through the final 2 corners. It's going to be 3 wins in a row for Crusher Bro. He comes across the line to win in Brno in Renault Roulette. Fantastic win for him. We're going to be seeing Taze Leroy coming across the line next. He has picked up damage, similar to what we saw with Frank, who's still going around with that damage. So Taze is across the line in 6th. McKinley for you coming through the final series of corners in second. Nice driving by everyone out on track though. Crusher Bro probably commenting there, he's very happy with that win. Good job by McKinder for you to finish in second. Theo Daly in third. Correct me if I'm wrong, I think that is his best result of the season. No matter what, I think second or third is his best race of the season. So Theo Daly across the line in third, good result from him. Alan Kay in fourth, capitalising on Frank's broken front splitter. Alan Kay across the line in fourth, he'll be happy with that. Frank will be happy with this as well in fifth. He's going to get the car home, which I think is more important, especially with that damage. Frank is going to be getting home in fifth place. Just making sure he gets through the final two corners. Hazard lights are on. Gives us a flash with one light. Frank across the line in fifth place. Nice result, and he gets across the line. That is Renault Roulette over with for tonight. Crusher Bro takes the win. McKinder for you in second. Theo Daly in third. Alan Kay in fourth. Frank in fifth. And Taze Leroy in sixth position. And that is the end of the Renault Roulette here tonight. Thank you very much for watching. I should be back live in about 2 minutes. So until then, goodbye.